Dr. Love? Here. Mrs. Malley?
Here.
Mrs. Mangano?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Oakley?
Present.
Mr. Thor?
Here.
Mr. Bongiovanni is on vacation. Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
Before Mr. President, shall we rise to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. That's the Vice President, as Regulatory Secretary, I have noticed this meeting as required by Chapter 2.1 of the Law 1975, written by the Secretary July 19, 2018. I am pleased to announce we do not have a need for an executive session this evening. Ms. George did pass out the executive session minutes. You got a chance to look at them before we vote on minutes later this evening. Well, it is now time for the minutes. Shall we put them off so everybody can take a look at them and move on?
Yeah, let's move the minutes out.
The correspondence this board has received will be noted for the record. It is now time for the board president's comments. The president of the board, Mr. Timothy O'Brien, your comments, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate everyone coming into this emergency meeting. We have to deal with, obviously, the budget. We'll be taking reports tonight out of two committees, Operations and Finance, covering both the budget and also the RFP, food service. Plus, we also have one discussion item, which will follow later. What I would like to do, and we discussed this, it sounds like normal order of business. We'll take reports from the committees and then put that on for a vote after the first public comment.
Yes, have public comment, then vote to consent, and then the discussion of the
Right.
streamline it from the committee process.
Very good. Thank you, sir. That concludes my comments. Except for one thing, we are facing a $900,000 cut in our state aid now. We are looking at in excess of over $10 million, I think, over the next 7 years.
Did you say fair?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. This board has been working very, very closely over the years on strategic planning. When we took the vote away from public and moved it to the election in November, it became the responsibility of this board to craft budgets that reflect our goals and aspirations for education for our children. And we have done so in a very, very thoughtful and responsible manner over the years. We're not afraid to spend money where we need it and invest in our kids, but we also recognize the balance. Unfortunately, due to the changes imposed on us at the last minute by the administration in Trenton, we are now forced to deal with a significant cut to the budget that's already been struck and planned. However, this board is well prepared, and I commend the work of finance and operations in every committee as they continue to grapple with protecting the quality of education in our district and maintaining the proper balance. We will have to make some tough choices, both now and in the future. This board is well prepared and collaborates to put the first things first. We have always put the needs of our children first, and will continue to do so. We will make the difficult choices that we need to, but the good news is that because we have taken proactive steps over the last 10 years to prepare for just this scenario, we're in a better position than I feel many other districts, and we are ready to meet the challenges. So tonight, I expect we'll be able to meet that challenge, and going forward, we'll continue to work to protect the quality of education in this district. Thank you. So it's all.
Thank you, Ben. Report, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Sanisak. Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Just a brief report tonight. I know this is an additional meeting that we're having, so I will keep my remarks brief. We will table the feedback on the retreat, which was also last Saturday for the August 8th meeting. Just briefly, new staff academy is scheduled, and all board members should have received the invitation today. It starts August 21st, is the first day of that program. At 8:30 a.m., all board members are invited to welcome all new staff members that will be participating in the new staff academy. So I just want to share that with the board. And one item other than that is a quick, brief update on our website. We're very excited about the launching of our website and what it's going to enable us to do. We did speak briefly about that at Saturday's meeting, and for points of inclusion, I've actually signed this evening just to walk us through it very briefly as an introduction. I'm looking at this as 3 stages. The first stage was the migration of the data we own on our current website to the new website. And second is kind of the launch stage. That's where we're at. We're targeting August 1st for the launch of that. And then there's the evolution process, how we fill in some of the things we want to enhance of it. But until it's up and running and live, it's going to be difficult to build out. So we want to get that launched for August 1st, and then we'll start to fine tune some of the information that's there. In fact, I think Ms. Anderson tonight will share proof of concept for one of the things that was asked by the board to administration. So with no further delay, Ms. Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Solon. So I am so excited to give you a preview of our district website and kind of a sampling of some of the school websites. As Mr. Solon said, it is a process, and I would be remiss if I didn't say that Melissa Mercado, Michelle Foley, Tom Quino, they have spent countless hours trying to get this website up and running, and our target date is August 1st. Hopefully by the end of that week, we're looking at August 1st, but if we need to push it out, August 4th would be the last date that we really want to launch. It's never going to be perfect in our eyes, but it's going to be perfect because it's going to be wonderful, but there'll be little glitches that we'll have to kind of fix as we go along the way. So without further ado, this is our new website. Walk through some of the really neat features that will allow us to communicate more. There will be an app that's associated with this, and that app includes a lot with social media. It allows us to push out mass messages. Instead of going to Twitter, going to YouTube, going to Facebook, we can do that in one click of a button. It also allows us to put up banners for emergency information. If you take a look, you'll see that we now have a, sorry, bear with me for 1 second, because it's not live, so it's behaving a little weird. You'll see that down here there are quick links, which will allow parents to go right from the website to those quick links. It scrolls down into upcoming events and district news. And then we also have our social media area on here as well, which will allow parents to go directly to our YouTube page, our Twitter feed, as well as YouTube. The section that's down there for YouTube, those videos will change on a weekly, bi-weekly basis on our YouTube channel. They'll feature different videos which will keep the community informed. And down the bottom, you'll see that another feature that will be available for individuals that visit our website is that you can go down the bottom and you can change it to all of those different languages. And you'll be able to, once you change it to that language, all the menu items change for that specific language as well. It's ADA compliant. I can't show you those features, we're not live yet technically, but you'll be able to see those things where if you roll over an image, it will tell you, it'll give you like a pop-up with exactly what that image is. It'll speak to you, all those different things.
So our ESL student and family will be able to have access to the native language?
Absolutely. Additionally, you'll see some of our menus have changed. By the way, those are trees in that pattern back there. So you'll be able to see it when it actually launches. It's allowing us to customize it even more because you'll see all of these pictures are individuals that are from our community, our parents, our own students, and our very own Board of Education picture. So you'll have your nice picture there as well.
Eventually, will our website be the same, Howell.page or whatever?
Yes, our URL for our district website remains the same, howell.pagebook.nj.us. The only thing that changes is the URL for the school sites.
They'll actually change.
But most people didn't know what they were because they were this long strand of numbers and exclamation points after that, but the website will
Will that
remain.
actually be easier?
Yes. Exactly. Another feature that we're really excited about is this how do I section. It will allow, we always get frequently asked questions. Individuals call the board office or they call the administration and they're always asking the same questions. How do I register my student? How do I find that information? This will allow us to kind of put the most frequently asked questions up there, and it's a really great feature. I know the principals are even excited about that. If you take a look at, this is an example of Middle School North. They will also have a how do I section, and they'll be able to add information such as how do I notify the school that my child will be absent? How do I drop off medication for my child? Those frequently asked questions that really come into the office that we want to be able to put up there for parents so they can get the information right on the spot.
Will the administration be able to make edits to that, or they request that for you, or the process?
Currently, right now, we're fleshing that out. It will go all through our department with a request and making sure the information is all accurate before it goes out there. And then we have Adelphia's as well. You can see we're able to customize the bumper, and those are pictures of our students, and we'll be able to add additional content. One of the things that Mr. Isola spoke about was, I know during the board retreat, it was discussed the chain of command or communication protocols, and currently right now we're putting together sample visuals such as this, which will allow the public to know exactly the process if they had a discipline concern, if there was something that they had a question about curriculum, we would be able to list all that in the exact order of the process that a parent would need to take in order to find out information, get a question answered, etc.
My thought on this, as we had discussed it a number of times, was perhaps this would be a good thing for the community interaction to work through. As part of how does the community interact with administration, the board, and if we would build this out, of course, with the guidance of the IT department. I think that'll be a wonderful agenda item for the upcoming meetings for community interaction, and then share that back with district and building administration and board. I think that would be a good approach. If everyone's comfortable with that, I'll proceed in that fashion, as assuming Mr. Bonifani is okay.
I agree, and certainly that should be something that we can get on the agenda for the next meeting. Yes.
I just wanted to say, I like the graphic and how it's displayed.
So it's pretty neat, even everything from if you take a look at the calendar, it will allow parents to even subscribe to the calendar. You can look at everything from even a year overview. You can see when things are scheduled. So for example, if I go to September, if I have children in 2 schools, I can also take a look and say, well, I want to see the events for, let's say, Adelphia, and we'll just choose Middle School North. I can then see an overlap, and I would know when my child's back-to-school maybe is for North, as well as Adelphia, and any district-level events that were impacting that.
That's great.
And they can add it, parents can also add it to their calendar. You'll see down here that they can add it to their iCalendar or a Google Calendar, all those different things. It's pretty exciting, some great
Does that
features.
go with like a daytime or manual?
Yeah, right,
For
that's
you,
very much
yes.
my, yeah, that's a little big of me there. So, as communication goes, obviously, one of the best community interactions, and how we make sure that parents all know the tools are available, that we have these capabilities now. How can we get the word out, and give them the opportunity, either through tutorial or some kind of blast that everybody's off, and maybe rinse and repeat, you know, as we go in on a regular basis, so that people have the opportunity, maybe it's the first round of protection, the second round of the way. We try to get this the word out. It does seem like a wonderful platform, enhanced platform.
There will be a lot of features, and we plan on doing a lot of tutorials, news blasts, even video tutorials for parents to keep them informed and put that up on the school website as well as the district one.
Great.
The app capabilities
I have not seen all of the features of the parent app, but there are so many features. There are features that we will kind of chunk and roll out as the year goes along. For example, in the app, there is also the ability to send out documentation to parents. So a lot of times, field trip slips, instead of coming home paper copy, parents can go online and do all of that. But all of these things kind of need to be built out, and we would expect to see those things rolling out during the school year.
Basically, the full potential of level not being realized.
No.
That'll alleviate the problem with parents sometimes saying that it gets slipped. It happens.
I'm still obsessed with the color, so I'm trying to figure out.
Changes when you go to different school and
Yeah, it's cute. Totally really rural.
Well, the whole team has done a great job.
Yes.
Somebody who, I manage the university website, so I know the amount of work that goes into every time, so I applaud you for this, I know how painstaking it is.
The team has done an amazing job, like I said, Melissa, Michelle, Tom, they spent countless hours on it, so my hat goes off to them.
Well done. Thanks.
That concludes my report, sir.
Okay, well, let's move right to the business of the evening. Yes, I believe we have two committee reports tonight. Any other regular committee reports will occur as another schedule going forward. Unless the chair feels the need to make some reports to the board now, I would like to start with operations.
Operations met on July 17th. We started a conversation about transportation training, which we're going to discuss tonight. This evening, some more on that later. The Newbury playground fire, the investigation is ongoing. No determination as to how the fire was set. Playground covered under insurance with $1,000 for the playground needs to be replaced. We will wait until insurance evaluation before installing new pieces of playground equipment, and that children will not be allowed on equipment until all is deemed safe. The decision last year to use rubber mulch was thoroughly investigated by our Deputy Director of Building and Grounds, Jimmy Lafayette, including but not limited to material safety certification, toxicology report, and references. Rubber mulch is safer, softer, cleaner, lasts longer, and does not decompose like wood mulch. We will be moving forward with replacing the wood mulch on other playgrounds with rubber mulch over the summer. However, we are waiting for the insurance company to conclude its investigation before moving forward. The next thing was food services. As at the time of the meeting, the RFP process was still ongoing and has since concluded. I want to take a moment to thank the members of the competitive contracting evaluation committee. We had Lenny Kakari, VP of North, Chrissy Remo, VP of Memorial, and Tara Doyle, the VP of Delphia, as well as Mr. Sanisak and Marie. Mr. Sanisak, would you please fill us in on that process, please?
Certainly. The competitive contract process has a component where the rubric, if you will, is posted in the RFP, and then the grading is done by a committee under some very strict guidelines. It allows for a thorough vetting of various aspects, not solely price, the way it would be in a bid. I do share your congratulations to the staff that volunteered their time to come in and do it. It was quite exhausting. In fact, we added a meeting because we had some other questions. The grading was attached to your agenda this evening. I sent the email that there was more stuff uploaded. The process evaluated all aspects of the proposal. Excuse me, sorry. And the conclusion this evening, or the conclusion that I'm reporting from the committee this evening, is the recommendation, which will be read into 6000-2, and that is to award the RFP to Aramark. All the bids were great. We got a lot of references on all the contractors. It was down to 2 at the end. Some of the offerings and some of the interaction with the food service director kind of tipped the scale. I did see him here tonight. He's in the audience watching. But the process was exhaustive, and the part of it, the extinguishing of the debt, is actually part of what's going to figure into Mr. Miller's report on the budget, But on the financial side, and again, it wasn't just financial, but on the financial side, the guaranteed profit for this year will be $250,000 guaranteed profit to the board, with some of that being reestablished back into the food service department. So, thank you to the operations committee and at some extent to the finance committee as well for shepherding us through that process.
Thank you.
Do I have any questions from the board regarding the RFP? I think at this point, we're going to have a discussion on this.
We could do the discussion now or we can consent agenda at your pleasure, sir. If there's questions right now, all the committee reports on the table, we could absolutely entertain.
I'd like to open up the discussion. Now that we have this on the table, let's talk about it. Let's start by going to, the process and the intent. Obviously, we have to, we're required by the statute to move from the law that we've been in for the last 5 years and get the rest rate even. What will be the impact? What were some of the other characteristics of the winning bid that also fit into in terms of the staff and everything else?
I would say I was one of the evaluators. One of the things that impressed me, and he's here, so I feel like I'll make his head big, but the proposed food service director had a real good understanding. I think Ms. Doyle, if she was here representing it, and I don't know if you recognize her or not, but we had one from K2, one from 3.5, and one from middle on the committee, just so we had the full scan. And Ms. Doyle and I were both very impressed with his attention to the smallest of the babies and how he would handle certain circumstances that were presented to him. His mission to include the staff and students in not only nutrition, but the education about nutrition and ecology. So that was a real positive. That was something that the operations committee was very interested in. We had a proposal about paper straws and things like that at the previous meeting. So he spoke very well to that. They also had, I don't know how many board members remember Mr. Tully. He was on Claire before Claire. He's now a superintendent in Bergenfield. And he spoke very highly of them and spoke of the same type of involvement in the fabric of the district. We are making this move. We had a department that was very much the fabric of the district, but due to regulations could not make up for the regulations. So that was important to the committee. The references were good. The offering of the various cafes and offerings on the menus and the appearance of the menu and a lot of things like that. And the financials were, a considerable point. In fact, the state mandates that it be ranked the highest. So,
bottom line, the amount of services under this proposal will actually be enhanced for our children.
Yes. Special days that they can do because they have the equipment and things like that were very impressive.
They were able to exceed the capacities that we would have. So
Correct.
Correct.
The economies of scale rule all. So,
Very good. Thanks. Any other questions from board members? Seeing none? Okay. Do we have any action taken? Is there a motion to put some agenda for approval?
would you like to move the motion up, sir?
Yeah, we'll take it and throw it on the agenda, but we won't vote until it's public comment.
Good.
Do we have a motion from the board member to?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't.
It's on, it's 6,000 extra.
Good. Okay, then, we're good. Thank you. Okay, with that, thank you, Ms. Snell. Thank you to the committee for allowing the efforts to put into come up with a resolution that benefits our children. Thanks, thank you. So, Miller, finance.
The Finance Committee met on Monday, July 23rd, to discuss this year's reduction to state aid, as well as the reduction over the next 7 years. Our current state aid has been reduced by $913,973. Over the 7-year period, we'll be looking at a total reduction of $11 million with this new legislation, S2, which was signed yesterday at the Governor America. So we're going from $33 million to $22 million, which is lower than our state aid allocated in 2009. The committee has reviewed and is recommending the following modifications to to the 2018-2019 budget to adjust the $913,973 we were cut in state aid this year. Revenue adjustments, $500,000 from maintenance reserve, $50,000 projected increase of extraordinary aid, $50,000 miscellaneous income, which is we've been doing maintenance of other districts, school buses and stuff like that, so that goes with today. $75,000 from interest on investments, for a total increase of $675,000. Appropriation adjustments, reductions as recommended in the report that you all have this evening of $238,973 for the total revision of $913,973. That is the recommendation that is on the agenda this evening. The committee reviewed and approved our June 21st meeting minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Any questions or comments from board members on this? Again, I want to thank Mr. Miller and his committee and operations and every board member and staff member that's been involved in this, having the ability to build reserves over the years, gives us, at least in the near term, an opportunity to offset some of the impact of this. But that's a choice we make on, future planning. It's given us some flexibility. However, over the next 7 years, there will be continued erosion for state aid, and we'll have to each year address that.
Absolutely, and I think it's important to note the work of the board and committees over the last 9-10 years, building this flexibility in, has given us this little bit of room. The maintenance reserve, we're very proud to say that our buildings are well taken care of, and we'll see it going forward. And this is a precursor of the 6 years, and this solution will not necessarily carry the day at $10,600,000 or $11 million. So, and Mr. Miller, as finance and Ms. Malley, operations, have both recognized that we now need to continue that and streamline and get prepared for the bigger cuts to come.
I guess at the end of the day, this board and this administration, everyone should recognize that our mission is to protect the quality of education. Education is people business. We want to make sure that we protect the programs and the positions that promote education. We want to focus our efforts, making sure that every dollar that we have is directed towards that mandate, which is to provide the best possible education we can for our kids. So thank you to the Finance Committee for its work. All right. I believe seeing nothing further, we have
Public comments, sir? Whereas the Howell Township Board of Education determines comments from the public may last 45 minutes and will be conducted in accordance with its bylaw 164.1. Individuals may be limited to 3 minutes each. The officer with respect to time and decorum will be the president of the board, Mr. O'Brien, with the floor being open. Other comments at this time?
Beautiful. Lorraine Cesaro, NJPA. I'm sure a familiar face at this point before this board. Thank you. This is a very difficult meeting for us to attend and to listen to. We understand the financial responsibilities of this board and the budget constraints that I think we're all going to start to feel a little bit more pressure over the next couple of years. My review of all the documents that were presented, it's quite clear that food service is a cost, but it's a well-balanced cost because of what the end result is, serving your children. And I know it was a very difficult decision for this board to make, to do what they had to do. I'm just here to reinforce the fact that we're disappointed that at this point the food service is independent. And it's really not, it's an extension of this district, but it's really not the district. And whatever your choice, Aramark, we respect. I certainly hope that the reassurance from the business administrator, Mr. Sanasak, that the members of the staff still have an opportunity to work for Aramark. I encourage them to apply, and I certainly encourage the individuals from Aramark to review the fact that these members and these staff are individuals that are dedicated, loyal, and very conscientious employees. And that is the saddest part of the decision that you've made, that you are releasing 43 very loyal, independently loyal individuals. So we hope to work with you, and hopefully, even though they will no longer be my members, they will still be my responsibility. So I would appreciate whatever accommodation you can provide for them. But again, I'm just reiterating our disappointment.
Additional comments? Seeing none, may floor be closed, sir?
Yes.
Floor is closed. Would you, I believe we're moving up to the consent agenda.
We are.
Move it, sir.
I mean, moved by Ms. Mallon. Second by Ms. Overton.
And I will read in again on the 6000-2, Aramark Education Services. Per the attached resolution, there is a resolution that was voted as backup. It should be on your agenda tonight. With that, sir, may I take it around?
Yes.
Mrs. Mallon.
Yes.
Mrs. Oakerson.
Yes.
Mr. Gurr.
Yes.
Dr. Love.
Yes.
Mrs. Mangano.
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Thor.
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien.
Yes.
The consent agenda with the reading is approved. 8 votes in favor, none opposed. Shall we move to discussion, sir?
Yes. We have a discussion item on tonight, which regards training and safety around our transportation program. I believe Ms. Mangano, would you like to open up that discussion for us?
Sure. So going back and forth in the operations committee regarding transportation safety on our children. Been kind of a roadblock there, so I just wanted to open it up to the board for a little bit more discussion, to see what everybody else is saying about this topic. After the operations committee last week, we showed a video about the training buses. In my opinion, I didn't feel it was very good. I thought we could improve. I was a little unsatisfied with the idea that our transportation director wasn't aware of the project. To me, there's some concern, especially with population, and we really need to look at that because it's safe for the children. I did look up the statutes and stuff regarding the training, and I need, I know we talked about having some discussion with Mr. Zanzak about some of this stuff, so I wanted to see if you had any updates for me regarding how many kids are enrolled in our Project Lifesaver program.
So as a part of the discussion, you'd like an updated report on that. Fine, I think my understanding of the topic of discussion is to look at our current training program, and see if there are enhancements that we can discuss and talk about adopting
Right.
in order to address some of the issues we think might be making we need to look
So I suggested I come back to come out and do a workshop. They have come out to our community before to an intake workshop, and I go and this in the library. I had a co-op work with our police department, the Sheriff Police Department on handling special needs children, and they did a great job there. So I think that they can bring that here and we can add a layer to our transportation department and, make it more interactive. I think that we have to look at every kid and every special need as an individual. So it's hard to do that in district so big, I understand, but I think if we're going to lead, it needs to be here.
Thank you, Senator. All right, so the points, as I understand, are looking at our training program, possibly looking at COAC as an option, and looking at the lifesaver program utilization. Is that the third assessment of what's on the table? Okay. That being said, should I go to you first?
If you would like, I can fill in some details. I think the operation committee asked, my takeaway was to talk to Ms. Calder and discuss how to improve it. I think she had some great ideas about using in-house expertise that we already possess. One of the difficulties, we've contacted POAC several times, one of the difficulties is that we have to try to amass everybody at one place, one time. Unfortunately, the video that Mr. Nagano speaks about is a mandatory training that they have to take, so it would be duplicative. The statute requires that they do that, and POAC does not replace it. Ms. Calver's idea was to, while we're taking the mandatory state one, to supplement it with some of our in-house expertise and create that more rich, but also, and I thought this was a really great idea based on Ms. Nagano's point about individual students. We would have the staff at the school where the students are being dropped off, who know the students best, or for those more needy students, I don't want to use the wrong word, more needy students actually have the staff interact with the bus driver and aide on the route at the time that the behaviors or the activities are taking place. Regarding Project Lifesaver, I had a discussion with Sheriff Golden. He actually runs, it's his department that runs the program, and I think he had a light bulb moment, so he thanks us for that. I said, how do we know if you've assigned one to a child, and if the parent doesn't tell us? Because we found out through the research since operations that some parents may mention it to the aide or mention it to the driver, but it's not actually in the documentation of the student. So he was kind of thankful to bring it to his attention, and he offered to come out and do faculty meetings at all 12 schools, because in his mind, he thought it was more important that the entire staff, not just the bus or email, because apparently there are about half a dozen students in our district whose parents have made the opportunity to get that, but not necessarily from the school. So he thought it would be a real good thing, and he offered to do both our staff faculty meetings, and Mr. Isola and I have to vet that out, because that's 12 schools, that's a monumental undertaking in itself, but also the bus drivers and aides. So the Project Lifesaver, if anybody doesn't know, that's the tracking device for either a student that might be an elopement risk, or it actually is for seniors with dementia as well, through the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office. So with all that together, and also still continuing to evaluate the POAC, POAC is a great plan. It's 2 hours. It's aimed at a specific population, but has applicability to all. It covers a lot of the things that the state training does, but at a deeper level, obviously. But it also doesn't cover or compensate for the state training, so we would still have to do that. So we would have to bring staff in above and beyond their normal day. And Ms. Calver and I, we haven't had as much time as we'd like to completely vet it out, but we believe we can serve those needs of the individual students with specific concerns more fully by utilizing the staff that work with them on a daily basis and can. We already advise, the child study team, the case managers, the building principals, and the aides already advise the bus drivers, but have a little more formal training on specific behaviors.
All right, just real.
If we were to, say, have our drivers trained, and then the contracted drivers, right? For us to mandate this training for the contracted drivers, would that be something we would have to add into their bid?
We would have to add it into the bid and or negotiated costs now. And thank you for pointing that out, because part of the program that we were speaking about with Calvary, contractors would do that at the schools. So we would reach them as well. So we probably have a little better saturation by doing it on the specific routes, and the contractors would have to do that because that is part of the bid. They would be, right, the POAC is not in our bid now, would have to be in the bid or a separate negotiation for a cost to get them there. And then it would still be general, and that's where Mrs. Calver, I think, and I keep saying Mrs. Calver, looking at you, correct me if I say anything wrong, where addressing it at the student level may be a little bit more effective for those students with some of the more particular needs.
Just, can you just give me an explanation about Project Lifesaver?
Project Lifesaver is a GPS tracker. It's a bracelet. It's kind of like it looks like a watch, and it's locked on so they can't get it off. For students that might be an elopement risk, or, fear of wandering. And it's aimed at students with special needs and the seniors with dementia through the sheriff's office.
When you were saying about just the,
Oh, what's going on? Oh, okay.
okay, so saying to particular schools or particular students, how would that affect substitute bus drivers and aides that come along? Because anybody at any time can switch or.
And that's always going to be a problem, even if we had a mass training, they might hire somebody the day after, and those are some of the things that we thought would be the benefit of having staff do it. If the driver and aide are both trained, if one of them's out, the other one can train the trainer, or they can pull up and we can address them again. I'm not saying it replaces POAC, I'm just saying that conversation made us think about a number of things. One of the things that it made us think about was incorporating Project Lifesaver in our IEP discussions, because apparently there are kids out there with them that it's not known to all the staff, let me put it that way.
Right.
So this is actually opening up, opened up the sheriff's eyes, and it opened up our eyes a little bit to that. And there may be parents that don't want us to know, but that's a different parental choice. So I think right now what we're looking at is an all of the above. Expanding our training for particular students, that we can affect with the contractors. For the ones who regularly drive them, yes, if they put a sub on, people get sick, people quit, people get hired. Those problems we deal with on a regular basis anyway. And I don't think any of these solutions would take care of that. And we're struggling with substitutes in the classroom as well. So,
If I just may add, Lisa, one of the other things that I remember from the dialogue that I responded there, building into our new staff orientation. So when we onboard new drivers and new aides going forward, inviting them to that component of new staff orientation, where we can then train them to launch the school year trainings. So that
previously the new staff was limited to certificates, so we're going to include the other departments.
we would not, we in the past did not have exposure to trainings with bus aides or transportation folks. If we can do that and build it in, that will build a cycle of education for the department that is now something that we can have sustainability.
Right. Very good. Thanks. So you,
It's a two-part question. One for Mr. Sanchez, one for Ms. McKenna. With the current contracts that we have, both our own internal bus drivers, but also externally, is some of the training that you are referring to mandatory before they're allowed to drive? What is
Yes, to be employed as an aide or a driver, they have to do that state. And then internally, we also use our Safe School platform, which is the training platform we have from our insurance company, to add 5 other modules that they all take, not necessarily aimed at special needs, but just in general, bus discipline, evacuation drills, those kind of things. And then we're going to enhance that, notwithstanding any other opportunity, and then we'll still pursue the other venues through the sheriff and through POA.
And this potentially could be built in down the road as one of those modules that we choose to go that route?
Well, the modules are computer-based training, so this would be in person from POAC, which I believe in person is always a more rich learning environment, but it's not, we have these other tools as well. So the difficulty and I don't want to make it about bids and specs and everything, but whenever we increase the bids and specs or increase the specs in the bids, we get fewer vendors bid. So right now there's a shortage, as we know, of bus drivers, so we have to weigh that as well. But also we want it to be effective. And I think the partnership that we were talking about with the building staff and the transportation staff will go a long way towards that. So
the other question for Ms. McGann, and I've been reading up on the POAC for a few days since we had a conversation about it. One of the most common concerns I get from members of the community about special needs children is they have a bad interaction on the bus. It ruins the rest of the day for these children. Their entire educational experience for the rest of that day is disrupted, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it all starts with that first interaction when you get on the bus. Obviously, when there's a change in bus drivers, that creates a problem. And I know that sometimes we can't avoid that. I'm sure you've had some of the same conversations. I'm sure many of us have had those conversations. From what you see with this program, would you be satisfied that those parents who, continually need to address something like that, this would satisfy some of those concerns?
I think it would. I think that a lot of the community is very well with co-ops, so they're going to build a trust bond with that organization, and I think more, like Mrs. Travis said, it's in-person interactive training versus somebody watching a computer screen and going, no, we're going to skip through it, we can do that. 28 minutes to ride the bus is a mandatory thing, that's what we're mandated to do, but modules doesn't really need to be. I mean, I think that they really need to have an understanding of all these different needs these children have. And if they don't, like you said, they start to walk around and it continues to the day. I don't know if when you said that this calendar, you said that you're going to do it internally, what are you talking about modules?
No. What Mr. Stanisek and I spoke about, there's training that the bus drivers have to take that includes a lot of other information that they're responsible for. So that would be delivered to them. But at that time, we could also have, we have 2 BCBAs in district, highly trained, experts in their field, that could do a presentation for the bus drivers. So, POAC might do a presentation, but talking about behaviors and working with children with autism and other developmental disabilities is really something that our internal staff, specifically our BCBAs, have great expertise in, and they also have, trust in the community, etc. So the other thing is they could easily do follow-up work with individual drivers if there is, which they do now, actually. They do go on the buses. They do speak to bus drivers and the paraprofessionals on the buses. They do work with them and talk about plans for individual children, etc. Because some of our kids do get on the bus and have a specific plan that gets reinforced throughout that ride, when they either arrive at school or arrive at home. So they could certainly do that, and it would also give Mr. Sanchez flexibility of ensuring that they all could be trained and we know exactly what the message is, because they could meet with the staff of transportation at various times that works with the transportation schedule. So that it wouldn't be they came one time, 2 hours, and if you missed it, you missed it. Our people could go back, they could repeat the presentation, they could work with individuals, small groups, whatever would be needed in order to make sure that the clear message, the consistent message was spread to all parents, all bus aides and drivers. So that was certainly an option that we could use, which I think would actually be very effective.
Interesting. I think it's part of the discussion, sparks some good possible developments. What I understand is we have an opportunity to perhaps replicate the best aspects of the POAC training, but do it internally, giving the flexibility and also those that maybe have reached more people across an ongoing basis. And also your discussion about the lifesaver, created an anomaly with the sheriff. So what is the administration recommending that they develop a program recommendation by the board for on this?
I would say that's, I don't think we have vetted out every corner, and we'll continue. And some of it will just be implemented, some of the things like the AHA moment, I think having the sheriff train on Project Lifesaver is great. He can do it on schedule. And we'll vet out some of these other issues, including what's available out there from various groups. We're not going to pigeonhole just one.
Since the board's had a discussion on this, and obviously there's a question of how can we enhance and improve, and I've seen feedback from
Absolutely.
here. One thing we talk about is we ask you to do certain things to see outcomes. What would be a timeline for delivery? I mean, what would we consider the changes that would be impacted?
Well, some of the stuff will be at the, what we call route picking. But that's another problem, in that the scheduling is difficult with an outside vendor, and they actually said that to us. But the internal we can do at the times when we have that group together. So when they do the route picking, we can do some of the module training with injects from our staff. And then they have what's called a trip pick every Thursday, where we have an opportunity to do snippets, and our plan is to try to push some of it in then and make sure that we can focus on everybody. So my answer to you is immediately on some of the stuff, but continue to look at the big picture and possibly have that in service if we can get the contractors. It would be most valuable if we could get, right, we only have half of the babies transported by in-house people. So to just address an in-service to the in-house people, so we'd like to find a way to do that, and we're still vetting that out.
I know it's not the board's mandate to sit there and dictate, you know, the day-to-day operations, everything else, not looking at that. It's just a good point, you know, in this
It's an important
discussion,
point.
the outcomes. I mean, we're more interested in the policy, the overall of what we're trying to do in the options. So leaving the details to you, we'll be implementing the change based on this discussion, and then reporting out to the board at a later stage. Yes, Mr. Miller?
With this project Lifesaver Bracelet, is this something that we could ask the child study teams to also, when they have IEPs, to promote to like families that they feel might benefit from this, that they can refer them to the sheriff, that they, you know, say, you know, you should contact sheriff, this might be something that'll benefit your child, that.
I think we have given out information.
Yeah, we give out brochures.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the things the sheriff was interested in, when I talked to him, is he wants to, let's face it, you know, he wants to come to the faculty to serve the community. He's a great guy, but he also wants to build awareness of his program.
Right,
So
but
he sees it as a win-win.
if we didn't really know too much about it in our district, maybe if we promoted more in our district, so if we have the students that are aware of it, you
We
know.
do have the brochures, we also have brochures for the special needs registry, and he will promote that as well, and that's a great program. And he was surprised, he actually said, he says, yeah, you guys should have access to that. So we may be getting access to the special needs registry. We don't have it yet.
Then with this fancy new website that we have rolled out, I think we can incorporate some information sharing there too, because I think, you know, as we work with our CPACs and work with the different parent communities, you know, districts supporting the children, we can enhance, we have a better platform that also provides.
And we've sent out other things, I can't say specifically off the top of my head, but when we get things like that, we also send them out through push format, notifying parents, you know, sending it directly through to their emails, because we can capture the emails for just students with disabilities, et cetera, so we have sent things out. But we will continue to look at any, you know, option that we have, so that we can reach more people.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Mangano?
That's a lot of good feedback, and I would say the sheriff and, education.
I appreciate it. Yeah, good discussion. I think it was a great discussion. I think we have some positive outcomes. You know,
Ms. Edward just texted me that Project Lifesaver is a link on our current site, so it's up there.
but it's important because you're absolutely right. It's a vulnerable part of our population, especially these students that can't always look after themselves. Anything we can do to enhance and improve. And I think having our staff is wonderful because obviously we know our staff does an incredible job of having that homegrown expertise and identification of these students. Awesome. Thank you. Good discussion. Yes, Mr. Sol.
I know you're trying to conclude that, I appreciate that. Just wanted to point of clarity for two topics, and perhaps Ms. Engel's must have jumped my statement here, but Ms. Mill, to the point, I think there's some confusion. So we've always partnered, in fact, we were commended for being one of the early adopters of sharing that information with our community. The issue became, Mr. Miller, in that if parent X decides to enroll in that program, we're not aware of that enrollment automatically. And that's where the communication piece is lost. We've been an advocate, in fact, as you've already heard, it's on the website, we pushed the backpacks some time ago. So we've been supporting the sheriff's program for, I want to say 2 or 3 years, forgive me for not knowing exactly. So we absolutely support it. The point that I think was raised was that there's not an awareness whether we have something to roll in it or not. And that's what we have to figure out in the next coming weeks. As for the training piece, Mr. Magano, thank you for bringing up that concern. As I know it's something important to you personally. Thank you for this conversation. But I truly believe the solution that we're looking at here, service specialists, we only need the specialists there, and it can be something that we maintain and it's ongoing. It's not a one and done visit and leave approach. So I'm really pleased to see that is the direction of the board.
I believe it's clear the direction.
Yeah, willing to go. We'll put some meat to that and keep the board informed on that. That's all I want to make sure I had.
No, the board is very respectful of the fact that, we set policy, but at the end of the day, I get it done in this is.
We'll make sure that through operations, there's an awareness of what that looks like.
Right.
And how we'll be implemented so that this, battle can keep the committee and the board updated to operations. And I think that'll best serve all of us. So, thank you once again for having a meaningful conversation about an important topic.
Thank you. All right, seeing that, and thank you everyone for the discussion.
Second public?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is there any update on the August 1st training?
Oh, yes. August 1st, training John Moore and some other topics, 8:30 to 11:30 noon, depending on how the question and answer portion goes. That goes to the South in the Media Center. If you haven't seen him, he's a great speaker on public safety, school safety, and some interesting tactics for what used to be called verbal judo or de-escalation. The primary target, they had a choice where the primary audience was the special threes and the principals and their interaction on the difference between reasonable suspicion and probable cause. It's a great enhancement to our relationship with our specials, but it'll do some other safety issues as well. So if you can make it, we really enjoy it. So thank you for that.
Great discussion, and I know the board is unanimously confident that the staff as always does a good job when we first did. So, thank you. Next, public comment.
Yes, second public comment, whereas the Howell Township Board of Education determines the comments from the public will be taken may last 45 minutes, will be conducted in accordance with bylaw 164.1, maybe limited to 3 minutes each. We also respect the forum. Time and forum will be Mr. O'Brien, President of the Board, and will be open. Are there additional comments at this time? Seeing none, we will vote.
Move it.
Motion adjourned.
Quickly, before we move to the motion there, everyone please take a moment to review these
Oh, I'm sorry.
minutes.
Yes, thank you.
While you're reviewing the minutes, if I may, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, just want to take an opportunity to thank the board for their diligence in selecting the food service and for our new friends in Aramark. Trust me, you have tough act to follow. And I just want to take a minute to thank the food service employees of this district for years and years of loyal service that I saw firsthand as a principal. As I often kid, I entered this job with 180 pounds. Through strong relationships, I gained a few pounds over the years. But the reality is, the folks that work in our kitchens and in our food service department did an outstanding job. And unfortunately, financial restraints and law forced this board's hand to take action tonight that I know was not done lightly and done with very heavy heart. So I want to commend you for that and your thoughtfulness in the process, but also take a minute to recognize our outstanding employees for years and years of loyal and diligent service. So just thought that was appropriate.
So we take move and second.
Yes, any motion on the minutes? Move Mr. Miller, second by Mr. Thorpe.
Sir?
Mr. Brown?
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Thorpe?
Yes.
Mr. Garrett? favor, none opposed.